All right, guys, welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube platform. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and definitely subscribe. If you're a member of the channel, massive respect to you a lot. And how to become a member, please do click that join button. YouTube will help you along the way. So, as I saw by the title, we're going to be previewing games and also reviewing games as well. And then we have a few side topics that we want to engage in. So I think it's going to be very good for you guys. And if you found any part of this video on the rewatch informative and want to leave a comment, I think that would be very much lovely, and I will definitely try my best to try and reply. All right, so another day of beautiful football. That's one thing I do know when it comes on to the Concacaf region. All right, normally it would be slightly weaker and offset from there here and there, but I could say that the competition have actually stiffening. Is it that teams have regressed, or you thought that some of the teams have just really catch up with the bigger teams? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So let me start by bigging up whoever in this chat first before we get into the overall conversation. We saw our brother Chris Smith in the building, massive respect. We saw In the Know in the building as well. Above Bessa documentary in the house, Ty in the house as well. Lansley Blake in the house, massive respect. And Mackerel Man said one more disgraceful matches. Well, let me focus on what actually took place so you can actually learn about the other teams, and maybe if you know the quality of the other teams, maybe you wouldn't jump to say that it's disgraceful, or you would say it's disgraceful with whatever situation. All right, so anyways, we had a few matches that played yesterday. All right, we had Guatemala versus Panama. That was the first one. I had that one could have been a draw, or anyone could have won it, but I said I would have gone for Guatemala to steal it. All right. I'm going to break down that game first, all right, because Panama did went out 3-0 winners in that one. And to be honest, I don't think the scoreline really told the showing, all right. I thought that Guatemala did create in this game, but a little bit short and a little bit more clinical edge, and they could have been on the score sheet as well. It was a open game because both teams are close to each other in quality, exactly as what we had said. But Panama showcased that they could mix physicality with actual technical skill set, and they're going to always be a problematic team. Similar set as their senior team. They played right down to the T, the same thing over and over. So we have to give big respect to Panama. All right, so let me give you both of the lineups so far, and then we get into what took place as it relates to the statistics. All right, so we had Cecilio Burgess in goal, Hill, Arroyo, Diaz, Rodriguez, Julio, Rodriguez, Amar, Modelo, Anel, Rice, Giovanni, Herbert, Cairo Walters, and Rafael Masquero with Gustavo Areda. All right. So that is the Panama's starting 11, and then for Guatemala, Diego Balanos, Gary Perez, Diego Cuque, Arian Recinos, Carlos Aguilar, Selvin, Sagos Tome, De Carlo Guerra, Matthew Evans, Olga Escobar, Rudy Munoz, and Daniel Mendez. Those were the starting 11 players, and then we run through the statistics here just to give you, and then we can discuss that one finished and then go over to the next one. All right, so comparison, 4 shots to 9, 5 shots on target for Panama, as what I've said to you, because Guatemala's game is a little bit different. Maybe they want to get it closer into the position that they want to actually take the shots. So sometimes maybe not because they don't see more shots registered means that it was not as close. All right, 1 shot off target and 3 goals scored. All right, so in total you would say 8 shots on target. All right, but they try to separate it on the day. So possession was 51 to Guatemala over Panama. So it tells you that it was a closer game because they had the possession, thought that they should have kicked a lot more shots that they never tried because they wanted to have more control over the play. And I always say sometimes you have to mix up things because it sometimes it will become more predictable. And I thought that kudos to Panama to realize that they want to walk it in the goal majority of the times, and you can just block your zones and do well. And I have to give big credits to them for pulling off that. All right, so 3-0 on the day for Panama, and well earned on the day. All right, yes, man. Let me go through the rest of the comments here. Nitro, bless up yourself, thanks for being here. Dockland Stennett in the building. Drummond in the building. What massive respect. And then we have Omar Fowling checked in, says big up Concacaf boss. Yeah, man, we are here. And guys, as of today, I'm going to be live streaming games in the night. All right, I've given myself enough time to get enough rest because it do take a lot out of me because the timing of the games, if I have to do it every single night, I have to prepare for it properly. All right. All right. So let me move on to the next game so we can close off the group and then we can ask a few more questions. All right. Yes. So we had 80 took on Mexico. Mexico is one of the favorites. I think based on squads, I would consider Mexico actually as the favorites based on squads' actual quality. Thought that they slightly have the edge over United States. I know that you have Marlon and others say completely different. You know, like they would give it to a completely different team. For me, I wouldn't say so. All right. Are we streaming from the Wemaxit channel? It looks like we're streaming from the Wemaxit channel. Guys, are you seeing it on the Wemaxit or Imaxit channel? Let me know. Because it's saying that I'm on the Imaxit, but I tend to can't find the stream. This is weird. I'm not seeing it for some reason. Maybe YouTube giving some problems. Guys, let me know which channel I'm streaming from. Let me know, even though it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter, because maybe in the end it will be sorted. Oh yes, it says I'm streaming from the Imaxit, but for some reason I'm not seeing the actual link to hit. But we will try and find it out. Yeah, that is weird, you know. YouTube might be giving some problems. Yeah. All right. It says that I'm streaming right. Says that I'm streaming right here. All right, so that's good. Let me pull up things, sort them out from here. It looks like YouTube giving some problems. All right, okay, maybe that was the problem. Maybe that was the problem right there. All right, so guys, let me sort out these things and then we get straight back to it. All right. All right, so that should be okay at this point. All right, maybe it's YouTube giving some problem. Thanks very much, guys. Thanks very much. All right, so we had 80 went up against Mexico. Mexico is, as what I've said, based on squad size, quality, they slightly have the edge over United States. Some would say otherwise, but I think it's proven that that's the actual case. All right. So this game finished 4-0 to Mexico. Padilla scored in the 12th minute. Llorado scored in the 72nd. So the goals were very much far apart. I want to say Haiti's goalkeeper was very good on the day. And Xavier scored in the 78th minute and Morales scored in the 90 plus 6th minute. All right. Yes. Mexico squad is very good. Jose Pachuca, Diego Ochoa, Mendez, Francisco Mendez, Alberto Jorado, Cesar Garza, Montiel, Diego Sanchez, which is a very good player, Alexis Dominguez, Stefano Carrillo. You know him. That's my player for like the last 3 years. Natural born goal scorer. He's a problem. all right, and Padilla that actually got a goal on the day, and several individuals on the bench. And for Haiti, it's a little bit different. I thought that they changed the squad from what we had in the first part. Mendel Francis, Sean Brun, Jalen Vilsaint, Jordi Montclair, Julian, Joseph, Belmar Joseph, one of the individuals that we had on the team before, along Alexandre, Ganiel Gary, Nel Superior, and Brian Destin. You know, he's a natural goal scorer as well. All right. But I thought that what Mexico proved with their pressing system, the same. What we have learned, because yesterday you guys had asked me a question stating that what we can do to improve in life, like in football, period. And the first thing we have to do, identify a system. And every team plays the same system. What you guys had told me about Jamaica when you watched the game, you couldn't, you never knew what they were doing on the field. That's what you had said. You never knew what they were doing on the field, and clearly, if you never knew what they were doing on the field, it can't identify to what we're seeing in the senior level. So we have talked about Panama doing the same system as the main senior team. Guatemala doing the same system as the main senior team. So, Mexico, the same thing. United States, it's the same thing. You understand me? So you can identify your team style of play. So in order for us to be successful at youth levels, we have to have the ability to identify the style of play. So that means everyone should be doing the same thing at least. So that means when you step up, you're just flowing in. Costa Rica, the same style, flowing in to the main team as well. So that is one thing I would consider in order for us to gain success over several levels. All right, 1 second, guys. We are going to be sharing the content out there. Give me a second so I can post it. Yes, I'm going to give you the statistics on that match and what we learned from that match as well. All right, because we have learned a lot, and believe me, it's not looking the best, but we are learning. All right, so maybe for 80 is in trouble. What say you guys? Let me know if 80 is in trouble or not. All right, so 10 for 80 is a very cunning player. All right, so he said he likes the 10 for 80. Triple E, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. So JD, does Mr. Speed saying we not to have a style of play because people will be able to plan for the way we play? I think that is not the best way, because Manchester City has a style of play. People plan for it. Can you stop it? No. Because they are planning that you are planning for their style of play. That's why you keep on improving that and improving on your tweak your style of play. For 3 seasons, well, City have been using the same module. They only tweak it to advance the system. So overall, you have like 7-year plan on your module, and you know what you're going to implement the next season, the next season, the next season, the next season. And I want to say that Mr. Speed would have known the same thing, because it gives you the information as well when you're learning. All right, and I knew that he went to school and do his thing, so I expect him to know that. But maybe he's not going to give you the sauce. All right, or maybe that's what he actually believes. But I would say style of play. Africans, bless yourself. Thanks for being here. He said, I have returned. All right, making sure you guys know that he is here, not because his team won. All right. And then we have Alj says, are we beating Costa Rica, JD? If you say so, is always so. Let me know. Let us know. We will get to that, man. Let me just talk about the other teams and that did things on the field, because Jamaica versus Costa Rica is for preview. All right. Not review. All right. It has not passed as yet. All right. So this is the statistics for the Mexico 80 game. Let me try and put it up here for you so we could get it on the screen. All right. So this is the statistic for 80 game. All right. Very, very solid. All right. As you could see right there, 23 shots for Mexico. 12 out of that on 16 in total on target. All right. 16 in total on target, but 4 of them turned out to be goals. Very good night for the goalkeeper, because it could have been way more. And 7 off target. And 80 had 3 shots off target and 1 on target. And as you saw here, percentage basis, 80 had 34% to 66. For Mexico, I would say that 80 frustrated them for a while in this game. The physicality from 80 caused them problems. The technical ability from 80 caused them problems as well. But the Mexican team looks very seasoned, and they are making sure they don't make the same mistake as the last time and drop out. They are going to slaughter everyone comes in their path until they can find United States. That's what I think their plan is. Could they do so based off what you saw? I want to say what I saw. When we come to our top 5, I will say my piece right there. So big up to 80. I thought that they stayed in the game, be competitive as best as possible, and they're up against at least the top 2 best team in the tournament, at least. I have them as 1, but at least top 2. I thought that they actually challenged. It's not like a one-sided beatdown, even though you see the shots them look a little bit different. I thought that you have to give big credit to the system of Mexico and also the players in the Mexican team cutting it off at the attacking third a lot of times, but Haiti did get through the midfield third a lot of times. All right, yes. So I thought that they did good enough for me to say that I see things from them, and they are built on what we saw in the first part of the tournament. But this is not the play thing. This is the top part of the actual tournament. It's not a joke thing, and this is what it shows you, because Haiti was one of the better teams coming through the last round, but they are coming up against a top Mexican team. All right, so them conceding 3 at this point kind of set them off, but still not set them out. All right, yes. So let me flick up the other parts and give you the information as it comes in. One more second, guys. One more second. Let me get our Concacaf region. I don't know why they keep showing me every other region like I care about the other regions at this point. I do watch every other region because I cover Africa and other regions, because you have to be educated on football. But at this point, I only put the tick on Concacaf, and they keep on giving me every damn thing. All right, Concacaf. All right, let me get 80 then. 80 alone, because I can't find the damn grouping to give you a number. All right, so good. Group C, first round is okay. First round is done and first round is done and dusted. Yes, Mexico on 3 points, but plus 4 goal difference, and Panama on 3 points plus 3 goal difference. But Panama, they have not looked so far apart from their opponents, both Haiti and Guatemala. They got the win on the day, but they were not as dominant as what I saw from Mexico. And I could see that Mexico is the clear-cut winner from this. Even Panama, I still believe that they are going to ship a few past Panama as well. I could easily see that game be 3-1, because Panama might get a goal and everyone might be seasoned at the time. But I still believe that Mexico will qualify. Mexico will qualify with 9, and the United States will qualify with 9 as well. That's what I think. Let me know your thoughts on that. All right. Then we have Chop says, it's really disheartening to see the young reggae boys being disgraced like that, knowing it's not their fault. Well, that it's a part of the game. You have to play the game. You have to be prepared like every other person, as what I've always said, because when I just came here, people usually said we need to pray and stuff, and I said you don't need to pray, you need to work hard. You understand me? Because one thing I do know, there is no God that will say that their unbiased God will favor you over anyone else. So what you need to focus on is to work hard and do your job. And I do believe that these guys, it's not by accident why they are looking like the best teams. They have worked and earned that opportunity to become the best team. And I know that everyone in the chat would agree with me as well. All right. Asian football training said it is a joke. I don't think they're a joke. I think they went up against a good team, and we have to learn to start give the other people them credit. All right, the other team credit as well. Very important. They have the top, the squad that Mexico has here would have been maybe the seventh highest ranked like market value team in Concacaf, and it's the U20s. So we have to learn to give them credit. To be honest, I watched Costa Rica versus Cuba, and if we play on the counter attack, we will beat them. They are weak defensively, but good in the middle. All right, we are going to break it down. We are going to break it down. I kind of disagree about their weak defensively. And remember, weak is relative. Relative to what? How strong are we offensively? Based off what you had seen now. It's relative to what can, and the context matters as well. All right, and I want to say that we had not seen anything from Jamaica to say that based off context, Jamaica versus Costa Rica, we are going to our forwards are going to automatically become so strong. It's going to expose. And how much credit are we truly giving Cuba? If we go back to chop 19, if we go back to history, Cuba was better than Jamaica in the qualifiers coming through. Cuba was one of the top performing teams. Cuba, Canada was one of the two top performing teams that are not seeded. And ironic, Canada drew with Honduras, one of the revolutionary teams from our region, and they should have won that game because they were slightly the better team, but calculations between coaching caused the problems, and Honduras is a historical top 3 team, so they came back, rally, and got a draw in that game. And then you had Cuba staying organized, playing physical, got Costa Rica out of their passing game. That's why their midfield never looked so good in this game, because if their midfield had looked the way we knew they could have been, they would have rolled over Cuba, because the repetition would have come much more frequent than how it was spaced out. And that's why Cuba could have concentrated and then pounce on them, because they had the gaps to pounce on them. But the repetition coming from Mexico to dominate games, that's what Mexico Haiti couldn't deal with. You see the difference? Yes. So I think now with more time, Costa Rica could, or maybe if Jamaica don't have the midfield, Costa Rica can actually get their repetition a lot easier. And maybe you will learn to see that maybe Cuba had a better physical stamina level than Jamaica, maybe higher level players as well too. You will get the matchup. I think we will learn through this time, and then we can really break it down. Ansley Berry said, JD, I just want to know if there are any Phoenix players in this U20 squad. I am not sure. Maybe I saw a Mona player in it. I don't know if he's connected to Phoenix. I saw a Mona player. Yes, the Mexican team is very organized. All right. Yes, Alexander Bittnell in the squad. Yes, he's also a farmer one, but he's not there at this point. Man, that is why I do not like it. I do not take it seriously. We are still getting beaten by Mexico since 1970. Like, I don't remember even one win. But how much other teams really beat United States and Mexico, aside from the Honduras, the Costa Rica, the El Salvador, or maybe Guatemala one time in a million? Haiti no normally beat United States. Jamaica no normally beat United States. So who really normally beat them if you check history? Nobody. They have always been the dominant team. The bogey team in history have always been Honduras. Honduras is the team that always find a way to beat Mexico or United States in history. And then you'll have the Costa Rica pull off a 1 win, and the El Salvador pull off a 1 win. But nobody else pulled off any win in history. So, and now they have the better regions. They have the MLS. They have Liga Meki. No. So you think that it's getting better for them in player quality, and you're going to do better with less? Because if you look at history, on Haiti not playing football for a good while now, and they are getting better in their leagues, and Jamaica getting better, but nowhere near their level. It's just reality. It's just reality, people. And sometimes we have to just put our ego aside and just realize that it is reality. So let me look at how much we have developed You get me? That's why I've always come to give people credit rather than to take the credit away from them. To be honest. That's very true. Dim the Greek says woke up at 2 p.m. Thank you very much for the support. And guys, remember to smash the like button, share, and subscribe. More you smash the like button, the more people will be coming. I will share it around very soon, but we are breaking down as we go. All right. Ernest, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Warrior 777 in the house. DNA in the building. Massive respect. One love in the building. 80 beat USA before. I said how much time? If it's not a popular thing, and what level they defeated them. Not all level 80 football. It's not a common thing, and unless it's 2,000 years ago. All right, so we have to be honest to ourselves. Madness, this team losing every game. Okay, that's what Conquest says. We have not gone into Jamaica yet. We're having a whole Concacaf debate. All right, so what we're going to move to now, we are going to move to the top 5 performers. All right, the top 5 best team in the order, because we did well the last time, guys. We did well, fantastic, and I want to congratulate our viewers. Very, very much educated on football and non-biased, because you guys pick the best performing teams from day one. Even when United States won their first game, people still put in Canada that lost to Argentina at first. So I have to respect you guys in your analysis. And then Canada turned out to be the best performing team. All right. Yes. So I love that. I love that. All right. 80 and USA USA record. Look it up. Okay, but I think you're just getting emotional. I think you might have some of the some of our dreams, 80 football, because you're not listening to what I've said. I said even if you're beating them at one level, all right, because I still remember the one time Eddie beats him, and you still talk about that one time. All right, so let me just relax. My point is still valid. Big up yourself, Omzo. Massive respect. Where there is light, okay. Question, JD. Who you blame for you? Just hold on. Let me go through the breakdown of the top 5 performers first before we get on to Jamaica and the previews. All right, please. Just hold on, chop. Hold on. We are here for it. 80 keepers saved them from a similar result to Jamaica. That is true. I had said that as well. But at the same time, they still look like they are slightly they are perform better than Jamaica. That's what I would say, and that I think you would agree as well. I revived. They played through their transition way better, held up in patches way better than Jamaica as well. So even though, and that in return will come straight back to our top 5, because we have to use those things to evaluate who was the true best players, the true best teams, because you have to look at the difficulties of the next team as well. All right, New Wave, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. MP 94 in the house. Could Curacao qualify for the World Cup? I am not sure at this point, and then we have determined as well in the building. So let me go with our top 5 guys. Top 5 performers. We have seen USA, we have seen Jamaica, we have seen Costa Rica, we have seen Cuba, Haiti, Guatemala, Honduras, Canada. Who else we missed out? Mexico, we missed out. Panama, we missed out. All right, we have seen majority of the teams so far. All of the teams we have seen, because we have concluded the third group C. All right, so let me say now. So who we are putting in 5th position? Because it's top 5, top 5 we're going with. Who we're putting in 5th position? Let me know, guys. Who we're putting in 5th position? For me, El Salvador gets a 5th position. Yeah, El Salvador defeated Dominica 1-0. 1-0. I would agree that El Salvador would be getting the 5th position. Dominican Republic slightly created more entries on a day that, and they had missed a penalty as well. If I remembered well, they had missed a penalty, and they created a lot and look like they can cause this region a lot of problems. All right. Yes, so I would say El Salvador takes the 5th spot. The 5th spot at this time, based on the difficulty of the opponent, because Dominican Republic looked solid, and they're coming off a World Cup qualifiers as well. All right, and they're pumping a lot of funding in their thing. So El Salvador would get that 5th spot for me. All right, so agreed. All right. All right. CC says Canada has the weakest zone, so he's taking points off them. We will get to it. All right. Nobody was watching it last night, even though even to find the match was incredible hard to get it. No man, it was very easy. I go straight to the Concacaf website and it's there, and we watch the match. I watch both of the matches. To be honest, both of the matches right throughout. I was watching Crankies live while watching the Guatemala versus Panama, so I had to watch it. Number four position now. Woo! Number 4 position. I would have to give it to Canada. I would have to give it to Canada, people. I would have to give it to Canada. I would have to give the 4th position to Canada. All right. The 4th position, I would have to give it to Canada. All right. Yes, I would have to give it to Canada. All right. Canada rally back. They face a difficult. You know what? I am going to move. Canada got a point, but I'm going to move Canada. And CC, that is not correct. Canada has Honduras, El Salvador, and Dominican Republic in their group. Nah. Every damn one of these teams are good. I think if Dominican Republic meet some of our teams, Dominican Republic will beat Cuba, and I think they could beat Jamaica as well. So we can't jump to say that. And I don't think Dominican Republic is better than Honduras or Canada. So with that said, I don't think their group, I think that this is one of the most tightest groups. No, CC, we can't agree with that. So I am going to put, I actually think Honduras and Canada could make my top 5, people. They drew 2-2 with each other now. I actually think, all right, you know what? I'm going to scrap El Salvador. I'm going to scrap them. Even though they got a win, I will put Honduras below Canada. And so Honduras gets the 5th spot. Canada gets the 4th spot. All right. I'm very sorry. But El Salvador, even with a win, El Salvador doesn't make the top 5, people. All right. Even with also El Salvador leading this group, based on the pattern of play, I thought that both Canada and Honduras is better than them, and both of them played each other. So difficulties matters. All right. Yes. So both of them go ahead of El Salvador. So even if you win and you don't look convincing, we have to be fair. All right. Like how we did last time. So Honduras and Canada took 5th and 4th spot. And then I would say that Panama, I would give Panama the 3rd spot. Panama versus Guatemala. Thought that they showed that they are slightly ahead of Guatemala right there and made their chances count. So difficulty is up there as well, and also their performance on the day. They were slightly the better team on the day. I wouldn't say that El Salvador was the better team over Dominican Republic. All right, so that's why Panama gets the 3rd spot on the day. All right. Yes. On the day, Panama took the 3rd spot. Mexico number 1. All right. We have not gotten number 1. Number 2 position, people. Woo. 80. I think that Haiti is better than Jamaica, and Haiti performed better than Jamaica in the qualifiers. And based off the players that I saw for Haiti, yes, they are better than Jamaica. So based off that, it makes the difficulty that Mexico has slightly above United States. All right, because we're breaking down things here, guys, to give the right value, All right, so what say you? You think that Haiti is better than Jamaica or not? Because we have to look at the difficulties for it to decide who gets 1st or 2nd. Good Lord. All right. Warrior Triple said the qualifier showed Jamaica weren't going anywhere. All right. JD, Canada group is competitive. However, being competitive, it doesn't equal to be the best. But no, they are not better. They are not worse off than Jamaica group. I am telling you, Honduras and Canada is very much better than Jamaica and Cuba. Very much better than both of them. And I'm telling you, Dominican Republic and El Salvador can beat Jamaica and Cuba as well. So by mathematics right there, if 4 teams can beat majority of the teams in a group, automatically it makes it better than your group CC. It doesn't matter what mathematics you can find, it's saying that is the right mathematics right there. CC, let me know. Let me get a follow-up CC on your conversation. Yes, Haiti have a good act, even though they lost. Yes. All right. So based off that, then, so we want to say, and United States, and we have to put it in the mathematics here again. How much more Haiti is better than Jamaica? Is it far apart? All right, because we want to see, we are trying to get the calculator to see who gets the first. Is it United States or Mexico? For me, I am slighting to say that United States never got tested. I don't think Jamaica offered nothing in the game whatsoever. They never had to come out of second gear, and we have to base it off performances. If you're playing in second gear and score 9 goals, and you have to be up a little bit more against 80 to try break down their lines, and how they're tracking back and how they're breaking through to cause problems, and you're nullifying that. I want to say that Mexico looks more impressive because the challenge that Mexico had in front of them was better than what USA had in front of them, and they still created equally similar amount of chances. Here the keeper was way better than our keeper. So all of those things I have to factor in, and I have to say that United States takes second spot. People know that you guys might want to put United States first, but based on what I saw, United States take second spot and Mexico takes first spot. All right, so that is my first round prediction. We started with Honduras, Canada, for 5th and 4th. Then we had Panama 3rd. Then we have United States 2nd, based and it comes down to the metrics that we are using. All right, and I think that is fair based off how we break it down. USA flex their muscles on Jamaica, but if they go up against Mexico, it's going to be a very hot match, and I think that right now I'm picking Mexico over them. I bet, guarantee USA will get a test against Cuba and Costa Rica. Of course they're going to. Of course they're not going to lay down. It's going to look like the game is going to look like 80 versus Mexico if against Cuba. So it might be all 4. But it's going to look like that. Opinion on Greek golden generation. Dim the Greek. Just let me stay on topic, Big Boss, because if I have to vary off, it's very tough. But I will do streams that I can talk directly on what you want. All right. Which sensible team take 9-0 in 2024? All right. Imaxit football. 3 teams will go through from Group A, and 3 teams will go through from Group B. Group C will have 2 go through. All right. So what that means? So Group A will have 3 teams. That's what you're saying. Group A will have 3 teams, and the group what you say? Group A and Group C will have 2. Okay, I'm not sure as it. I'm not sure as it, CC. We have to wait and see. All right. It is way better. It is better, but I'm not sure. I couldn't give you the measurement. Oh, much better they are than Jamaica based on what they have shown. I can't give you the measurement, but other people could. All right, Jason, good, bless yourself. Thanks for being here. It seems like we are the only one that don't take the tournament seriously. I think we are taking it seriously, but we have to understand the level that we are at, and we have to talk the truth. All right, we have to just talk the truth, to be honest. All right, we can be organized and frustrate people, and if they are not good on their day or clinical on their day, something can flick our side, but we still can admit that maybe we are a little bit off, in certain things. Marlon King, big of yourself. I believe parents need to stop sending their kids for J5 to throw them under the bus. But if you say they want to learn football, sometimes you have to learn that way. Which other way they are going to learn, Marlon? To be honest, if we say we're going to pick local players, which Marlon King, answer me, and people in the chat, answer me. If we're going to pick local players, which other team they're going to get that experience, Marlon King? They can't get the experience no other way. Half of their team don't go in CONCACAF. So they're going to play these level of quality players? they have to reach here. They have to go here to play them. Or unless you be good and come out of the JPL. But once you're locally, you're not going to ever get these competition until this specific point. Because it's just not possible. You have to be seriously good to be a first team player, and your team has to go to Concacaf and maybe beat a lot of teams to get into the position to face one of the MLS teams that the next player will be on. So it's almost impossible for most of the other teams, the players, them to face them Marlon King. So if they are going to go with JPL players and Manning Cup players, this is the only opportunity for them to face this. So this is the only way they are going to level up, to be honest, in my opinion. Still, I don't know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I think I'm on the right track, though. I think so. JD, one of the hardest thing is to score, and USA score 9. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Cian Bowen, massive respect, thanks for being here. But at the same thing, one of the hardest thing is to score. But if the opening is more, Omar fouling, you have to count that into it as well, because it doesn't become so hard to score if the opening is more. And I want to say that I could see that Haiti is closing their gaps faster than Jamaica by miles. They were more organized by miles. So it makes it more difficult. So if Mexico create the same amount of chances and opening, it is more impressive even if they scored less. All right? We can go down into those mathematics as well. All right? We can't take this thing serious and leave we the better players. Okay, JD, did they put out their best to get the experience? But look, all right, this is where we have the discussion, people. Then I go into the preview after. I am not supporting them, you know. I am not supporting them one bit in the Marlon King. But it's what they choose to go with. If they choose to say this is the way, when we had the election, they had said that this is the way forward. 13 plus 7 and plus 1. That's what they had said. And then we saw the 14 plus 7 in the team. So what that tells me, Marlon King, that is exactly what they said to me before, and they did it. You don't need to come and tell me that the paper was wrong and the wrong paper sent in, because it's the same damn thing you did. If you said on a paper to me that you only can bring in 10 overseas players or 5 overseas players, and in the end you brought in 5 overseas players, you can't come and tell me that the paper was wrong, you know. Because if you tell me that that is the marker and it's the same thing happening on the paper, I want to say it's not coincident, people. You have to prove to me that it's not coincident. Because if you said it's 7 we can allow and then we get 7, I want to say that that is exactly what you meant. Period. All right. So based off that, that is what they wanted. So this is what the best we could have fielded. All right. Yes. And obviously, some of these guys, this is the first time they're going to play with these level of players. Some of these players are playing in MLS first teams and playing regular minutes like everyone else. All right, so the majority of these players might never ever play with them level of players, yeah, in their lives, because it's not every one of these players on this field might reach the level of a MLS. They might go to the level of a USL or just top out at the JPL. You understand me? Yes. No to quota system. Yeah, well, we can say what we want, you know, but the conversation still stands as to what I'm saying. If they show me something and say that is what they're going with, and then they're going with, then that's what turn up on the paper, it's going to be hard for me to say that you never actually meant it. We have to be honest to ourselves. All right. They didn't give them not even 50% of a chance to match up. Okay, fair enough. That is the team everybody wanted. There was no list. Foolishness. I actually agree. There was no list. I think that is the exact mathematics, the 14 plus 7, because that's what they had told me in writing the last time around. So I can't be out here making up story. I know that Ian told us that we had players, which is the truth. but it still comes down to what people selects. I love Jamaica, but honestly, I don't even follow up this madness. They don't have any shame. All weight career must go down after this. All right, coaching staff wanted this team. I am not supporting no quota team, which is fair. You don't need to, and I am not telling you to do so as well. I am telling you not to do so and stand for something. Report it to FIFA as best as you can. I would love for you to do so. But at the same time, it doesn't change my reasoning, because my reasoning was solely based off what they gave to me. You understand me? Yes. All right, all right. So let me go down to the prediction side now. No, before we go to the prediction side, let me clear up this, because we have one more thing on our list that we need to clear up. Guys, once you come in, please do it, like, want to share, and subscribe. Get you up to 150. At least we are going to try do 2 hours, 2.5 maximum, because I have my kid and we have some other things that we planned out that we want to do right after. I got everything prepared for her and it came to do my job here. All right. So that means you have to support it right here as well. All right. So just do that for me. Let me try share the link so other people could come in and give their take. All right. All right, so that should be good. All right, totally agree. We shouldn't support the JFF madness. Yes, you don't have to support it at all, man. You can report it to FIFA, especially the discrimination part. Worst off, we have it in writing to say that people saying this and that, what will happen right here. You understand me? And then at the same time, everything that they're explaining and what they're trying to achieve, we can see Panama achieving the same thing, but not excluding nobody. You know why? Because they put their things in place. All right. Yes. And I had something for you guys, because remember I told you I only walk with the facts. TikTok can make up all stories, but yesterday we had a conversation when I said De La Pena had made a statement over 30 years ago. I think it was 1986 or something like that, when we had all English bass players played all Jamaican team. And this is what he had said. I don't have the whole clip. I will do a show with the whole clip. All right, but I'm just going to play this now for this time. And you're going to just listen.
Bennett again. We talk about putting together a national team for very long periods, and one must wonder if these people only came together for a couple of days and they're doing the basic things so well and playing so well together. Why is it necessary that we always have to find the excuse that the team is never placed together for long periods of time?
Rather than expressing my sentiments that I've expressed so often in the past, that if you can play, then you can play at any time, anywhere, with any team. You could wake up in the middle of the night and you'll still be able to play.
Exactly.
Because you've got the ability to play. But we're just lacking at this moment in Jamaica.
In quality.
In quality. It's not a harsh criticism on my part. It's just the fact that we don't have the players. Nobody can be blamed for that. The thing we have to do is to cultivate the players over the next 10, 15 years.
All right, so I'm going to get the full clip and put in the Discord so you guys can listen. That was one of our greatest export ever in life, Lindy De La Pena. And in 1986, he's telling you that we're going about things the wrong way. We find excuses every single day because the English guys them came here one day and just know to do the basics. We don't even know the basics because we are not approaching things the right way. We're not trying to seek to know the thing. We're just finding excuses and say that we want more time in the team, in the national team, without actually having the ability to do so. So it looks like it's a long time they're trying to figure out the right balance. So that's why in 1998 you saw we're trying to get players from overseas, because it looks like it was something brewing from a while, because they're trying to give the opportunity to the locals and it was not working. So they were always working on something, like Lindy De La Pen and those guys telling you that these guys just turn up anywhere and just get the job done. Because they're professional. They know how to do their thing. You get me? Simple. So, and that was almost 40 damn years ago. The biggest import we ever have. And I'm telling you, what we need to do is to stick to principle, education, and cultivate. Period. And up to 2024, we are trying to do it right now. But we are doing it at the expense of the national program at all levels. And I think it's astronomically wrong, because if it was up to him, he's picking the best players. Because first, he would have seen everyone as Jamaican, period. All right. So the pool is open to everyone, no mathematics or nothing. And he would have sent them to a lab to keep on working until you're good enough. And then you make the squad when you're good enough. That's why I respect this man highly. Highly. All right. And I'm going to bring the Simos. I'm going to compile everything. And we are going to have this discussion, people, just to show you and expose a lot of the foolishness that the people come in 2024 telling you, and make it seem like it's something new. No, these guys have been getting opportunity for the last 50, 60 years. CC, please. I will call back whenever I have the time, because I have a organized show. All right. Yeah, man. So just let me go through the programs, and then I will call you back if you are free at that time. All right. So I made sure to run it. I will drop the links in the Discord so you listen to it. All right. And anytime they're talking, you have the facts to back it. All right. We get to meet Renesmos, and we'll get to Schaefer's as well. And we'll get to a 1997 commentator as well. I'm going to bring that clip, and you're going to listen well what they have said. So I'm going to compile everything for one video, and you're going to drop down when you hear these things. All right. He said next 10 to 15 years, and it's 40 years later. Yes, but Jason, I had told the people, but TikTok said I'm lying, so no, I had to go for the facts and bring it for him, because I am a person try to lead off the facts and wonder why we always keep getting things wrong. And the man pretty much telling you that is the ego of us, and the sympathy that we always try to look is the biggest problem. All right. The sympathy and the ego that we have is our key points of failure. This man is telling you that 40 years ago. And today, he's the most correct individual in Jamaica. And he's not here with us. All right? Yes. And you know why? He went overseas to learn. And to be honest, even though you guys don't like Leon Bailey, I tend to believe that once he learns, his statements starts to change. Maybe he can't explain himself like Lindy de la Pena. Maybe that is very clear. He can't explain himself like Lindy de la Pena, so maybe that's why he came out so fluent and coherent. But I think Leon Bailey sometimes trying to say the same things. He just don't know how to formulate it from time to time. You understand me? So what that shows you, once you get the information, you tend to be better. And I think I heard Leon Bailey said that as well out of his mouth, and he was very coherent on that said subject. So I want to say that every time people get the information, they showed you. Maggie goes over there, got the information, came back and told you as well. You understand me? Taxi went over there, get information, came back and told you as well. Yes, so we are seeing the truth why we have failures from place to place. Period. JD, your head not big for nothing. Oh my God, what did I say wrong now? All right. JD, what you think about this? Our international footballer understand football and system more than 80% of our local coaches. I am not sure if I think all of our professional footballers they might know more about football than our coaches. That is true. But not, I don't think our local players them know more about football than the coaches them, because they are getting training and stuff. So they should know more. If that's the case, that is very, very bad. All right. 40 years later, and only Craig Butler learned. Tiki Steen. All right, Tiki Steen. All right. 1995 to 2002, we did do the right thing, JD. But politics mashed up football. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. JD, you don't like Bailey. Oh my God. I think you love Bailey too much. That is a problem. Because you don't, even when I'm giving him the credit, but being honest in my conversation, you still have a problem right there. All right. Local coaches are one dimension, but give them a chance to learn. Simmons went over to Belgium and came back. Yes. Oh my God, I'm going to play the lottery today. Give Bailey some credit. I have always given Bailey credit. The problem is you don't listen, because once I've mentioned your player's name, you seem to lock off. But that was for a different side of the reasoning, people. But I just brought it to show you that when I'm talking, I know that I have the proof, and little TikTok and those guys can't fool me. All right, yes. And we are going off the superstars that they have respected for the longest time. And he was one of the only individual that left Jamaica and dealt with only in that time when peer pressure was the biggest, when you have the Alan Skill Cole and those guys, he took the right road. So I respect this man highly and wish others could have done the same. JD, I blame coaches and coaching education, because John Barnes left here at 12 and became Liverpool legend. If we had 10 kids at 12 leave here, sure, at least 5 will make it. I am not sure that 5 will make it still, but your level of confidence is ridiculous. But yes, JFF don't make no sense. Waste of hope and dream right now. So let me drop in a JFF story right here before we go to the predictions and breakdown and everything, because I had made a squad explain myself what I think from yesterday. Yes, so let me go through. You have a person, you have 876 stream. JFF decides that they don't have the full knowledge of marketing, so they decide that they're going to give it to 876 stream. All right, 876 stream, they came on YouTube trying to brainstorm ideas and stuff with the YouTubers, and I should have done a video with them, but I've looked at the whole thing and said that I saw them on all programs, so what would I really add? These programs are 3 hours, 4 hours long. So I don't know what I could have added to the story. And at the same time, I was busy with my kid. And my kid comes first. So I kind of never did it with them. But anyways, it went through. Heard that he went on a program. You got disrespected and or felt disrespected. They moved away from the YouTube space and trying. I thought that the National Stadium, we got a good crowd for the Dominican Republic game, that is. So it looks like thing had worked out to some extent, and with giving more time, it's going to be better. So their next move, they posted something, and I'm gonna just paraphrase what they had stated. They have given out some guidelines going forward. They don't want to see pictures and certain videos directly. Most of the JFF contents should not be used, like copy and paste or even clip to some extent. The only content should be used and can be fair use is the post matches from each coaches of all the national team. So based off that statement, and I know that I'm correct 100%. That's exactly what it stated. So based off that, are you okay with it? Are you okay with it? Like, you think that they're becoming professional and it's fair? Can you go on Manchester City page and copy the same picture and post it and it works without copy strike? I would say that on social media, I do believe that you have much more leeway as different from what they have stated. So for me, I would say that what they're saying might not be the accurate way to go by. I understand that they're trying to differentiate themselves from any average personnel that's sharing contents, and majority of those personnel that shares contents or the actual YouTubers. You understand me? So maybe they're trying to separate themselves to say that once people have to come to them for the clicks. Totally understand where they're coming from. Totally understand where they're coming from. Totally understand where they're coming from. For me, but I just believe that if you have certain contents, certain pictures, and someone click the pictures, turn it into a PNG, which is different from your JPEG, it's a different picture. All right, it's a different picture. Obviously, it's a part of yours, but it's a complete different situation there. So I think you have to go more in depth. So I thought that you should have waited, research it a little bit more, the rules and everything before putting it out, because it could be perceived as you're trying to bully people because you never got what you wanted based off my research. You understand me? I'm just talking about 876 stream there, and you could say it's an extension of JFF because they can't just come out and make statements without JFF included. So you could say it's an extension of the JFF as well. All right, say pretty much trying to bully people. That's what Nuff would say. But I could understand where they're trying to lean towards. But I just believe that they went a little bit too far. You understand me? Yes. They went a little bit too far. You understand me? Yes. And that's what I have to say on the 876. You can go and check it for yourself. The rules that they have put in place. All right. Yes. Let me say, New Wave said trying to muzzle you guys because they are getting exposed. Yes, I honestly believe so, because I saw them every single time Jamaica get embarrassed. They don't understand that if you keep on having this mindset of you are the greatest in your head, you are destined to fail. Don't follow anybody. You know why? Because if you have that mindset, you can't accept even failure. Because the other day, every single time Jamaica lose and don't do good, they seem to find a way not to post the contents. So I think that the guy that's posting the content is in his feelings more than anything else. But oh, ironic, because maybe he's egotistic just the same. You understand me? And he takes it personal. And you can't learn if you can't put reality on the table. I'm very sorry, people. You cannot learn if you can't face reality. Because even yesterday I've done a video and I had made sure to context it, Someone said to me, this United States team is very much average. It's the emperor, I think, the emperor. You know that once I'm done with the stream, and my response was, if this United States team average, then for me, this said specific Jamaica team is garbage. Then maybe I've used the wrong word, yes, but I'm just trying to not exaggerate, but to tell you how far superior one team is to the other. All right, that's what I was trying to say. You know that I got like 4 to 5 comments. They don't care. Oh, what context I was trying to use it. What context I'm trying to use it in. It is disrespectful, and don't say that. I'm saying, okay, all right. It's my channel. And it's someone putting down the next team that gave us 9 and saying that they are not all that. And I just said, if they are not all that, and aside from the 9, they were miles better than you, and you saw it from the first second, what it makes you then, That's all I was trying to say. All right. You just say you never have anything to add, or you don't know if you could add. All right, I am kind of lost as to what you're saying. No, you got a lot to say. No, you never listen. It's 2 different conversation I'm talking on. I am done with the 876. So please listen well and contextualize the conversation well, please. All right. So clearly you're lost. All right, you're lost to what I'm saying. All right, yes, because I am on in my phone conversation now. All right, so maybe you're truly lost. All right, yes. All right, so Grant CFC, you are truly lost on the conversation. You learn more from losses than wins. I would say you can learn from both, but you should embrace everything. You should embrace everything, because if you keep on trying to battle up things, you're just lying to yourself, and you're going to come off extremely delusional, which I do find a lot of these people extremely delusional, extremely delusional. And it is a part of we not gaining the success that we could have gotten at a faster date. I think so. This USA could beat the first team we played against Dominica. I am not going to say yes or no, because if they play the right way, it is possible they can beat a lot of teams, as to what I've said. Nothing wrong not no wrong word. From me see the squad, me know no, but they said I used the wrong word because it comes up disrespectful and rare. But I'm saying, but you were disrespecting the other team, and I just tried to put a context to it. So maybe I came off wrong. Maybe I'm a human being. I can say that. So maybe I hurt people feelings. You know, Fox 876 stream only popular on Instagram. YouTubers who were in the space before are bigger than them. All right. Michael said, JFF is the definition of insanity. They keep doing the same stupid thing and expect to get a different result. Can't mix mud and expect to get cement. All right. AJD, did you hear Jerome Waite interview? No, I've not heard it, and I'm not going to play it because according to them, you only can play the press conference. All right, JFF, leave delusional people to themselves. Yeah, I know, but I was just answering back to what the comments that I've got in my phone. Wait sounded so delusional, and I have little hope for the future games. So what you said, based on what the reflection, or he explains what took place in the USA game, you think that he's going to not make the right moves because he don't see anything up and wrong? Or let me know. River, oh my, no, wait. If you learn more from losses, then Reggae Boyz should be one of the smartest teams in the world. All right. All right. So let me jump up to the games now. Let me jump up to the games now, people. Let me jump up to the games. Let me 1 second. I don't know what happened, but the file never came through YouTube. Let me try and get it on YouTube, people. Yeah. And guys, yesterday I went over to Cranky. Cranky is the Cranky Live. Cranky Live. He has his own channel. He came here the last time, and I think that he still felt away based on how you guys dealt with him. You know, yes. So he said that he needs to smoke me. I couldn't get a response because it was late in the night and I was just passing through to support because I was watching a game, right? So he said that he wants the debates going back. He said that he wants his debates. He wants his get back, all right? Because I told people that I defeated him 3 times in a row, which is accurate because all 3 times I did defeat him. Maybe he took me lightly. You know? Yeah. So he wants to beat me up back again, people, in the sport, you know, which I respect that. You know. So we are going to do something for the fans, you know. Yes, we are going to do something in the future for the fans. I couldn't really get to explain myself on several topics. I'm going to just use 5 minutes to explain it. All right. I was not disrespecting him, none at all, with his music. I was just saying that you let the vibes that you gave us, you led me to believe that I could have done music. Because if you had watched what I've said, what I had said before, I had said that I am not confident like you to do music, none at all. I never complained about what level of music you were playing or anything. I am okay with your music. I was not disrespecting your music, Big Boss, none at all. Yes, I was not doing anything of that sort. Yes. And I am not afraid of the challenge at all. I am not afraid of the challenge, none at all. I'm willingly ready to take on the challenge, Sir Cranky. Willingly ready to take on the challenge at any time. And I don't take it serious. You had said a lot of things, you know. You said that I'm afraid to help out other YouTubers. That is not true because if you look at my record, maybe almost every YouTuber's here, I was involved in their success to reach here. As well. So I'm not afraid, none at all. I am not afraid to be wrong. So I honestly believe that a lot of people misunderstands things that I'm saying on a daily basis. You know, I am always ready to be vulnerable at all times, Mr. Cranky. All right, yes. So I'm not afraid, Mr. Cranky, at all. Okay, yes. And Omzo, I was just trying to explain to Cranky that you guys, you and Jason, was over here, and the other people as well, disrespecting your music. So all I was actually saying is, maybe it's just the way you act, because maybe it's just the way you act at the time, that people vulnerable but wise. All right, big up yourself. Sure that yes, man, I have no problem. And the last one for Cranky, the reason why I couldn't sign down on so much things. Remember, I do this as a business as well, and so I can't tell you that I'm gonna do a weekly show with you, and then I do the clash with you as well. All right, because I have other people that I have to work with, and obviously, my time zone is significantly far, and I don't like to lie to people. So if I sign down on something and then I can't do it, it's not about you being smaller, nothing like that. I have never looked at that. I went on channels that has nothing at all and build them to exactly where they are today. So it is not about small or building people, none at all. But I could express myself at the time because I was already in bed, and that's so much I respect you, because I am literally in bed and still checked it out as well. And it was very funny, guys. So you can go over Cranky and listen to him. He's a comedic personnel. Yes, he has his music and stuff. I am not that. My ego is not that big. And my confidence is not that big. That's the only thing Cranky can fight with me. Fight with me. My confidence is not as big as Cranky, people. Have you guys heard Cranky song? Let me know, because I am always late to a lot of things in this space, because obviously I don't have the time to watch all the other contents, But Cranky, I never know that Cranky over there, and I can't believe that Cranky put a man that says that he's the biggest artist in his place. Wow. And he just simple take it. He took it, So Cranky is so confident. So confident on his. So people check out Cranky live and they return back and tell me, oh, you think if Cranky music sound good and whatever, because he puts Jay Seguna in his place. Jay Seguna say I'm a big artist, and Cranky say him not really good. Yeah. At least on one of the subjects, then it was a dancehall. He's saying Jason is not good at. So he's saying Jason is good at rapping, But Cranky ego knows no bounds, and he tried to flick it on me to make people let it seem like I was the one overhyping myself. I thought that the reason why I've embarrassed him in the last 3 clashes is because he looked down on me, He looked down on me, and then I've smoked him, and he can't get rid of the smoking. All right. Good day, people. Who is the top 3 for JA manager JD? I don't know, Corey. Don't know. I'm not going to tell you any lie on who is the top 3. And I can wait until that time comes as well, big boss. Sherman Scott, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. Big up yourself. I am Kendrick Lamar. They not like, well, you never said that yesterday. So I told you on Umzo not to come over here today and act and say what you had to say yesterday. All right. All right, so let me get into latest games, guys, because we have some good games coming up. All right, latest games: Jamaica versus Costa Rica. We did built a system and everything, broke it down, put it in our community section. But I don't see a lot of you guys put likes on it, so I guess you guys are not really interested in it, and maybe you just want me to talk on it more than anything else. But I still have to do my job. Let me go through it and tell you what I saw, because I wrote down everything watching the game from what I'm learning. Yes. Wasteman men, some of them hide from you out of the address. Okay, what? Tiki Stain, what's going on with you in the chat? Cranky music is crap. What? Jason sound worse? The man need to go to. Oh my God, Colin Quest, please be a little bit more respectful. Oh my God, you need to stop disrespect. Them. Oh, okay. They need to go and do accounting. Okay. You never disrespected him at all. All right, fair enough. All right. So based on my assessment, I had some things that wrote down yesterday. So I had passing. Passing was a problem, and definitely under pressure, it becomes severely bad. All right. Even short passing under normal circumstances, I was not impressed with. To be honest. All right. So I had compiled a squad and functions as well for that purpose, because obviously you can compile things for the purposes. All right, and that's the actual purpose, to get better shorter passes. Yes, I wrote down everything here based on stamina to some extent, because obviously we faded off very fast. Passing under pressure, passing overall, and still remain a attacking threat. So that's what I had based my conversation on. I saw a comment. Neil Golson asking a comment, because we need composure, passing, pressure, etc. All right, so yeah, I've answered that one. So based off what I've assessed, I came up with the plan to say that I'm gonna go with a 5-4-1 system. Nailwa, I thought that he pressed a lot the last time out. The problem was nobody pressed with him, so it became not so effective. All right. So some people, like the natural eye, without knowing what's going on in the field, you would say that he's not doing anything. But he's running in the right directions, but just never got the help. All right. So that's why I would have gone back for him as the sole striker to do the job. And I'm going to prioritize staying organized first. But the next two that will assist him would be Fabian Reynolds and Ashton Garden. Ashton Garden seems like a person that can hold onto the ball and do more with the ball as well. And Fabian Reynolds, he's coming in from Wolves. He has some skill set that definitely improves the team and can do similar to Ashton Garden. So we have two positions that you can have retention of the ball. So that will improve our passing under pressure and our passing in general. I had moved Bicknell on the field with Welsh. Both of them will serve for deeper line midfielders to protect the screen, the back line, but also Welsh have the ability to pass the ball going forward. Bicknell can do it to some extent. I don't think he's at the level as Welsh, but I think both of them would work and make it more seam line. Then at the back now, I was struggling to build the back line. People said that they wanted Joshua Grant. I could understand where they came from. Couldn't understood the bleaching cream argument, because what that makes you. What bleaching cream have to do with anything else? All right, Romy and Blake would be my sweeper. Adrian Reed would have gone over the left-hand side of centre-back. Christopher Ainsworth would be playing the left wing-back. And Nashan Barrett-Bolt would play the right-hand side of centre-back. And Brian Burkett would have played right wing-back to fit the system. So that would have improved our passing by just what I've learned about the players them. And passing under pressure, improve our stamina, because we are occupying areas that are closer, so we don't have to do as much movements, so it will conserve our energy to some extent. So even if it's 1%, it still improves our actual stamina and still remain a threat, because Nailwa will be doing his pressing, and Reynolds one at a time could go and try and help him out if he has to fight for something. So that's what was coming out of my brain. I can still go into movements of each individuals, but I know you guys don't care about that. But all of those things I do think about before I do make my predictions. All right, so I'm just getting into the mind of the Imaxit conversation, All right, I felt sorry for War. Not a soul got less than 20 yards from him. All right. If you're bleached, you can't concede 9 goals. Oh my God. Leave the man alone. If you are doing your job, I am okay with you. All right. You might have some whatever problem you have in your life and believe that you're not happy with yourself, or you have some conditions that you have to bleach. I have to just accept it. Bleaching tattoo hairstyle, I see no problem. It's individuals with different styles. All right. Bleaching, I could see people having problems with it if you don't have certain conditions, but I am not going to lament on that because the show is about football, not people business. You know. It is the 876 enacted policy for all vloggers or just selected group. I think it's for everyone. I think it's for everyone, but I know that it's the vloggers them used it more than anything else. So it would come across like it's directed to the vloggers them, you know. But I think they have written it on the basis of the everyone, you know. So you as a normal person can't just clip off their thing, post on the page. You understand me? Because they're going to copyright it or something, you know. But I know that normal people never really did things like that, you know. Isn't Jerome Waite the new coach slash KC? Me a fret now. No look good for KC. Well, maybe they will feel a little bit better in their own elements and they can perform better in Jamaica. Imaxit. Which game did Wait watch to believe Jamaica wasn't 9 goals worse than USA? That's what he had said. Okay. Is it on the JFF page? Is it on the JFF page? Because if it's on it, you can't use it. Oh, and where is that? Let me type it in to see where it is so we can go through what he's saying. And then we can come to our prediction. Guys, we are doing 2 to 2.5 hours max. Jerome Waite. Okay. All right, Jerome Waite. Okay. Unseen Sports, it's on? It's on Unseen Sports, okay. Oh, he said Instagram. Instagram on the JFF page, let me know. Jerome Waite. Jerome Waite. Okay. Okay, it's on their Instagram, so I won't play it. I won't play it, you know? Yeah. I won't play it because I don't want to disrespect none of these people if they send me a copyright strike or anything, you know, because it's not worth it. Wendell Donzel still in the football setup? I think maybe you have I was researching something last night and I saw that maybe he's a bigger problem in the national team than what we actually thinks. Because sometimes if you want to move away from certain things, you have to take out the more dinosauric personnel them or the older personnel them for others to reflect on different ways to do things. You know? And I do believe that if you don't have him there, you wouldn't have certain things going certain ways. And now we have a full pool open up to select from. And I do believe that he only can resonate to when they drew with Mexico. I went back to check the history, and the reason why we brag about Mexico 1-1 draw is because if we had mentioned the other teams, we wouldn't have nothing to brag about, you know? So that's why when they use that to sell us to say that he's ready, they are not telling you a complete truth, and they never told you what that Mexico team went on to do in the World Cup. One of the worst performing Mexican teams ever in a World Cup history. You understand me? So they don't apply context to it. They just try to make it seem. I was watching Cranky, and I actually share the same sentiments as Cranky. It's like they just think that everyone is stupid, you know, and they just do whatever they want, and it comes back to their ego and their confidence to say that people just stupid and not want to challenge them, you know? Yeah. So it's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I'm just hoping at this point I kind of just detach myself from the situation, you know? Speed is the biggest failure in Jamaica football. He's the one to blame for and no one else. Okay. But I thought that you have Wendell Donzel in it and Speed wasn't in it, and he was doing similar things. But remember, the problem is, and I couldn't blame, because we have the context things in. I couldn't blame Wendell Downsell at that time, because at that time we never actually have the level of talents at our disposal. I'm just saying, oh, when are we going to take step to hire people? And this is the problem, and this is why we can't be professional. If we started off unprofessional as hell, and we do friend things and company things so much, it's hard for us to be having a successful business in any time. Anytime, not now, later, or last, we're not going to have it, because some of the time you can't tell these people the truth, because you're friends with them, and both of you guys might have not gotten the job based off nothing football, you know. From my research, playing a clip from them in your live show is fine. They just don't want you take an entire video and just post it and change as a separate video. But how much people ever done things like that, Jason? Yes, JD, I agree. We need a free thinker with football education for that technical director position. Yes, man, someone to evolve to where we are now. All right? Yes. Until JFF fix things, I will not watch nothing Jamaica football, or me only go watch until Jamaica under one, then straight a rum bar. Oh my God. On this channel, we are one family. So if you are not, when you come, please come with some respect. All right, big up yourself, massive respect. Plus, none of those Mexican players matriculated to the senior team. That is true, Mr. Dre. None of them kick on to that level. But what the problem is, Mr. Dre, when they made a statement, nobody researched after. You understand me? Because Mr. Speed said some things to me, and when I do sit back after agreeing with him, when I do sit back, I'm saying, you know, that's not right. Because your biggest statement for why you want to put a local coach on the team at all times is the fact that none of the coaches them left anything in Jamaica. Rene Simons, nobody left anything in Jamaica. Rene Simons actually made Jamaica football. They actually made Jamaica football, organized leagues in Jamaica. And Schaefer's built one of our best inputs in Miguel Coley that we're bragging about. Schaefer's actually took him and brought him to this level. So, and all of the other managers that we had was literally Jamaican-born managers. So that story is not actually accurate, you know. But nobody checked it. And that's why I said next time I saw Mr. Speed, I'm saying are you operating on false thinking? Because maybe you think that's the case, but when we put out the maths, it's not mathing. You understand me? So we have to ask a question, and we're not beating Mr. Speed, but we have to ask a question and be honest to ourselves, because the facts is there. And let me know if I'm talking foolishness, people. If you said that they don't left anything, and they built one of Schaefer's built one of our best coaches, which we are even considering to give the job to now, which is Mr. Miguel Coley. Period. Simons built leagues in our country, gave people confidence, sent people overseas, implement things about professionalism. Did we actually took them up? Are we want the handouts like what Mr. Algrimson does, which is to give us all of the books and then build the leagues, and then we praise them, but we're still not praising Mr. Algrimson, because I heard his statement after. So, Mr. Speed, be honest to yourself. Are you truly saying these things for that exact purpose? Are you just saying it because you want to pass pass what you want to pass on the people? And next time I talk to Mr. Speed, I will have a lot to say, and it's not going to be the lovey-dovey type, you know. Yes, Speed serves a purpose. He's there at least to neutralize liars. Okay, liars. Okay. Few man them have done it. JD, the evidence is the okay. Well, I'm not. I don't watch much, you know. So maybe that's my problem. I'm not so in tune. When I came out and said that no local coaches should coach any of the national teams unless it's under 12 and there is no under 12 team. Max City said facts. They are working a narrative that is a lie. JA football owes its success to Simos and Schaefer's. Yeah, that is just the truth. Even Marlon and them man would have said, yes, that is true. You get me? I give Coley respect for knowing he needed more training to be his best. He could have told Schaefer's no, but he went with him to learn. So give him Jason, but that's exactly what I'm saying. You are saying that these guys came in as a coach and never left anything. But that is not true. They have left so much. They have actually left Jamaica in the state that they are at this point. So how much more they could left them in. You understand me? And that is a problem. Brian Burke in the building said JFF likes to mislead people and act as if they are the only ones with intelligence. I am not sure why they think they are the only ones with a brain. And I can't beat anybody that says something like that, because even the other day, I have nothing against Mr. Speed. You hear me said, Mr. Speed, what you're doing in Concacaf, maybe you can run for a position for a coaching job in one of the national teams. And I meant that with the context applied. But based off what you said, I still have to go back and check. And if it's not true, I can't lie to the people, because I know that the only persons can possibly hold you guys accountable is when a jersey don't sell. Is when a person don't turn up at the stadium. And that's why I had to smoke Cranky the other day. Because I'm saying, Cranky, holding people accountable, that's the reason why things function. And the different, you are agreeing with me, everything with that we have in Jamaica and the problems that we have, but yet still trying to sympathize and empathize in that said role. And you can't do it because we have so limited rules that we can hold them accountable. All right. YouTube fair use guidelines would supersede. No, but I just mentioned it because they mentioned it. No, and the YouTube guidelines will not supersede it. If they prove that it's their content and press it, it will cause problems. People, please just give me a chance to, when I open the phone call, I will call you back. All right, just give me a chance, please, because sometimes I have the things in my head. Even though I'm ranting for a while, it's everything that I have planned out. So just let me finish my points. Laugh out loud. If the picker can blame coach for non-performance over a period of time, how much have we achieved under the picker? Okay. Big up yourself, Professional Pro Club. All right. Tiki Stain said, right now, the guy that sleeps on the cardboard in front of the JFF probably do a better job than Mr. Spade. I don't think that might be true, but you still will have to blame people that knows it a little bit more, but still decides that they want to mislead people if they know that they are misleading people. And I want to think that if you are educated as what you have stated, I think you might just know that you're pushing off people. All right. Now buy another Jamaican jersey. Probably if Oli come here, I'll support the team. All right. JFF needs a revamp. Too much old head. They have run out of ideas. It's 6 world champions we miss now. They need to accept. All right. They need to accept that the game is above their level of competence. Rene also left a roadmap to success involving the building of grassroots football. That's what I've said. I was a product of Rene Simons. So when people keep saying that, when Mr. Speed said that, I'm saying, I never had the data at the time, so I couldn't jump at it. But when I went back and I came back to the people and said, you guys were right, because you guys said I never called out Mr. Speed, but I couldn't call him out if I was not informed on it. The real question is, what is that they wanted the coach to leave with Jamaica? I don't. I think the fan base debate should be one you do with Cranky Live. What? What is wrong with this, brother, man? You keep on the same things. Who am cranky? Yeah. JD, stop being conned by speed. The man has no success. Oh my God. People, when I'm talking, I can partition things. You know, I can give people because oh my God. All right, you know what? I speak with my money and my preference. Oh my God. All right. So let me take this call because someone keep on calling, but I never opened the line as yet, you know. And I do see disrespectful, but you know, I will call back Rosie, make him speak in mine, you know. Cause this brother can't. I told him already with him no business, and him and determine are the same thing. You should call him determine Rosie. You understand me? Yes. Jason, don't tell me what to do. You couldn't tell Jason Cranky what to do. And right now, at this point, I've learned you can't tell me nothing what to do. Don't say nothing to me, Jason. Nothing at all. I tell you already. Nothing. All right. Until you can talk to Cranky. So yes, until you can talk to Cranky, don't tell me nothing to do. Me not have sense, Jason. Not tell me nothing. You not tell the JFF nothing what to do. And you not tell Cranky what to do. Go ahead, go ahead. You have 5 minutes, Rosie. 5 minutes.
Say I behave so.
No, because you disrupt my show. Because it's like you don't like to hear me a reason, and the people might agree with me. You know?
No, that is not the case. That's it. But anyway, no, what I was saying is this, JD, and I just this minute want address.
Okay, say you want 50 minutes.
No man, no 5 minutes without take long. You know, say to me.
All right, let me set it up.
When you come on to youth level, right? When you come on to like U20, U17 and stuff, I believe our biggest failure is not having a coach full time. Because the only time we have a coach, JD, and none of them can deny this. Nobody in a JFF can deny this. The only time there's a coach is when we have a qualification tournament.
All right.
There's no coach before. There's no coach
all right.
after.
CC. Before you put the example, let me give people some people some more facts here. Did you know that their story went and they said that they're gonna move Wall. Was because Wall is taking up too much responsibility because he's a talent identifier. He's a U20 coach and he's also the one of the assistant coaches for the national team. You know that Jerome Waite have around 55 jobs.
JD, then me not tell you say this so me have a go man.
Okay, go ahead.
My thing is this. Number one, we don't have a coach until there's a qualification tournament, which is foolishness. Remember, Gareth Southgate was the youth coach. Gareth Southgate was the U21 coach for England from 2013 to 2016, and then promote Gareth Southgate to the senior team. So, right, that's what continuity. The man them have about 12 coach from 1977 to now. I've coached them U21 teams. I think right now them have Lee Carsley, who is also somebody being considered for the senior team. My problem is how can we cultivate a crop of players when then we don't even have a coach? Because if you look at it like this, JD, if you have a coach from 2020, a coach a youth team, that coach would have gone through up to this point probably even 60, 70 players and would have already assessed and go and have a set 23 players. So to me, even if you got, all right, I put it like this, even if we got better quality players, would have just lose better.
Okay.
Would have just lose better because because the coach that is going to be there to give instructions are not familiar with these players. They won't be familiar with the players, and the players them know how to go, they go play to instruction. So even if they have quality, JD, it's not going to show. Sorry. And I think that is so that is to me, sorry, is one of the biggest thing. We lack continuity, JD. We lack if we drop out of the U20 right now, Jerome we gone back to Injaba a club, and then gone back to Injaba a high school,
yeah,
and all of them things there, and then we don't have any U20 coach anymore. We
So that means we don't have a U20 coach. That means we don't have a U20 team.
Okay.
So every time, we don't have a U20 team.
So you're saying that those things has to change. Team. So pretty much you're saying what we are saying then. We just build team when the time come, when everyone else have a program. We're just running a shop at a time. So we just open the shop tomorrow morning. And we're not nothing night.
We don't have a program. All right, if we had a program, JD, you think some people could have come out and say, wrong listen out if we had a program?
Yeah, but me just kind of debunk that, you know, because I've debunked that is, remember the story he gave me. You say 7 overseas players, and then when the mathematics come out at the same mathematics, so how much more we could have had, because all of the other players when we saw miss out in our overseas players, you know, so how much we have truly had. You understand me? Sometimes they might tell you the truth, you know.
I guess they're saying the 7 overseas players we have now is not the 7. It's not the 7 correct ones.
Okay, well, okay, so that means that we'd have to.
You run out, I run in, man.
So that means that we'd have to win in spite of the problem. So that means we never fix nothing then. So you're right then. You're right. You're technically right there, and you saying that it is just we'll lose better, pretty much.
Then I tell you pretty much with that. But all right, JD, look into it. We don't. All right, Mexico have a youth program right through.
Mm-hmm.
Panama have a youth program right through. USA have a youth program right through. And I'm sure USA, if the coach or them lose now, they're gonna have a next coach. Even if there's not a tournament, there's going to be a coach. So my problem is this: why can't we have a coach, have a program designed around? Because remember, U20 a professional age, you know. So if you have a program designed around, all right, 4 FIFA window in a year, the program is designed to get enough games to fill out those 4 FIFA window slots. And when the coach is not doing that, whatever local contingent them have, or whatever players they're looking at locally to play in the U20 team, they keep a camp and say, Jamaica practice game. And play those players and say, all right, out of them 23 players we play, but them 2 players look like say we can incorporate them. When we get a FIFA window, I will see if we can incorporate them if they are good enough. So my thing is this, because you're not going to be able to get the players that are playing professionally. So when the coach doesn't have the opportunity to get the professional players to come and play in those other non-FIFA windows, you train and look and identify. So you go in the league and you look, and then you even say to JFF, say, pressure the PFJL to the point where they're going to say, we need to have each team of a roster where them say at least 5 players of under the age of 20 should be on their roster and should be getting minutes. Because I saw them for build quota, you know. My thing is quota for in the league, quota for in a JPL, where you say, in a 23-man squad, we need 7 man in a squad of the age of 21 or younger.
But they said they have that rule. They said they actually have that rule. But the minutes part that you're talking about, I never heard about the minutes part. Yes, I agree. If you have
a minutes rule too.
Because because based on what you're saying, they're putting pressure on the national team to pick these players. When you not putting pressure on yourself, you're not developing them, because you buy them when they're late, you don't have any academy, and then all after that you don't have to use them, and then cash off them when they make the national team. You understand me? So you're right.
And nobody can stop me from putting a quota in the league and putting a quota of minutes. So for example, we say 900 minutes. So we should have players playing a minimum of 900 minutes, which is actually accumulating to 10 games. So if the league have 30 games, they have play 1/3 of the season worth of minutes. So if we put those things in place, we say, at least 900 minutes are 1/3. So a player who is at the age of 20 or younger should get at least 1/3 of the game time in the league, because this is what we are doing. We are developing players in the league. So we need this. So if we cannot do that, then that's how we have a problem. And if we even tell them, I said, if you're not doing that, you cannot bring to we say, you have a man for your bench and him not play. If he does not play 900 minutes, him not get selected.
So that means even though you weren't I don't know if you had been okay with John Wall, you're kinda saying the same thing as John Wall, yeah? You know, as in like what he wanted to stand for, rather than what he was forced into.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So initially, when John Wall made the comment, I think based on certain things, I didn't agree on certain things, but some of what he said is true, but some of what he said is just the way in which he said it. Because to me, JD, the talent to me is something that we have to kind of look at. But my problem is this: is administration. We have an argument where people can say, "Oh, talent is a talent without proper guidance is going to be wasted." So even if a kid have some showing some level of talent at 12, and you say, for example, the kid play up in a our little league where have Manning Cup or whatever him play. But if the youth are 16 and them show potential, why can't he be in a JPL team and playing at least 10 games out of the season? Why we have to go have a man who at 35? What is a man at 35 in a Jamaica Premier League team contributing to something there, to the growth of our football? Unless that man is Rudolph Aston, well, we used to play professional abroad and then come back and play in a league. You see, to me, that is the next thing we need to adjust. Any player of the age of 35 and up has to be a player that was playing internationally and comes back into the league. We want a man in a league where 37 and for 20 years at Jamaica Premier League 1 year play. No. You have to go overseas and you were playing in a championship.
So pretty much you're saying the same way we are holding our national team ransom, you're going to hold the JPL at ransom, to make sure. Yeah, if we're and I totally agree with that. If you're going to use a quota system in the national team, your actual package should get a quota. So Mr. Speed even though that might help Mr. Speed because him already do it, so it might help him because other coaches might not be better than him, and then he's gonna get it a little bit easier. But at least everybody.
But the LP league overall.
Agreed, CC. Agreed. That looks like something.
So Shamar Nicholson reached 35, and him not really say, for example, he reached 35 and boy, Europe thing now is not necessarily in his grass, so he's not playing at Europe anymore. And then come back and playing at the Jamaica Premier League. A man like Shamar Nicholson qualified to play at the Jamaica League for me at 35 if he's still fit. If he's still fit and still can, to me, that is the 35-year-old who wanted in the league. When he can impart knowledge of going overseas and playing to the young.
So every decision makes in the JPL should always be to develop a player. Always. So the players them coming from outside, they're coming back with knowledge inside. So it should be a feeder league pretty much to places like where you develop and everything.
Exactly. Mayor, all right, Fire Gunner, I say, we can't do that if we want a professional league. I wonder if Fire Gunner know there's a quota system in the Premier League, the English Premier League. I wonder if he know this. So there's a quota system in terms of when them people say domestic-based players and stuff. And some people have to if you are there long. So
I think it actually helps. No, I think it actually helps as well. What you're saying would have helped to make JPL become a professional team faster.
It would have helped us to become a professional league faster, JD. Remember saying, at the end of the day, when you have a child and you teach him to ride a bicycle, you put on training wheels. So these are the training wheels. After a period of time when the league developed up to a professional standard, we start to take out some of the restrictions out of the league. You understand what I say? But for now, the league is in a development stage. We have to put in the restrictions to force the league to develop to the point where we have a professional league. Once it becomes a professional league, we can just leave the quota for say, 7 local-based players because we're going to have people that come from the Caribbean to come play in our league. We could possibly have the biggest league in the Caribbean. The Caribbean consists of about 45 million people. So imagine we have a league in Jamaica that caters to 45 million people. Because the West Indies is 45 million people in a JD, approximately. So if we had a league in Jamaica that caters to at least 45 million people, that means that Trinidad, Barbados, Belize, all of them countries are coming to play in our league. 80, all of them people are coming to play in our league. A quality that it will build up. So when we look at the league, we're going to say, all right, the league has 60% Caribbean, 40% Jamaican. It makes the league better. So even the clubs in the league can export players that are not even Jamaican. You have players that are Asian. You have players that are Trinidadian, you have players that are Barbadian, you have players that are Belizean, and the quality of the league would be raised because you have got players of different style, different varied background, all of them players there. So for me, we have to build a truly Caribbean league if we want, because look at it like this to JD. It helps the development of Jamaica in the point where you're playing against all of these other players who are playing in the Caribbean. You're more familiar with players playing in the Caribbean to the point where when we're playing a Caribbean football championship, we are more familiar with the players. You can have a player who used to play for a 80 club, come play for a Jamaican club. When you go up against an 80 club, you have a player in the team that is more familiar with all the Asian them would have played and them thing. If we don't do that, JD, right now, our league right now is 99% Jamaican. 99% of the players in the league are Jamaican. We have 1 and 2 sprinkle all over the place of other people.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in order for us to raise the competition level, those are the things that we need to employ. So when people are looking for the Jamaica national team and I put restriction on the Jamaica national team, they should be looking at the Jamaica Premier League to put restrictions on the Jamaica Premier League. So we cannot be playing Money Cup and the youth at 17 and play Money Cup and him can't play in the Jamaica Premier League till him at 21, 22. When him at 21, 22, him for overseas a play.
But CC, I had posed a solution to that as well, because they said they were trying to implement the academies attached to the Premier League clubs, and it was because of the COVID why they never got it done. But we are here for 4 years later and we can't see it. You understand? Because that would have been a good solution to it as well, you know. But they are not under pressure, CC. They are not under pressure. Nobody. No, CC, hold on. No, they are not under pressure. You know why they are not under pressure? The same people who were in the federation are the same people who own the club. Them. You see, and people. That's why people always say the conflict of interest. But that is a sole problem, because you are and that even simple say you don't want the best for your team either, because you just want to sell as much players, period. You don't want the best for your team either, because you can't want the best for your players and then you're not siding on these things when you can change the actual rules them, because you're in the room.
Can change the actual climate.
You're in the room to make those decisions. Yeah. I see where you're going with it, man. Yeah.
The man them can change the climate. I'm gonna show you something, JD. This is an unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna just put it out there. In Jamaica, we have Money Cup and the Costa Cup, right? And from the looks of it, that is what we have in our youth football. Why not have some of the schools affiliated with some of the clubs?
What's Mount Pleasant was doing it with was it York Castle? I'm not sure if it's York Castle, you know, but one of the teams that I was following. So some teams do it. I see Mona try to do it with Phoenix, because obviously Phoenix and
yeah. But because JD
Kingston Academy tried to do it with Campion because the two of them linked together. So some teams do it.
Even Capital Maroons was when Leonard was coaching Maroons, he had a lot of Clarendon College players in Capital Maroons.
Clarendon College as well, yeah.
So my thing is this, because we already have that type of system. If we get it affiliated with some of these clubs, and then the players them, because at the end of the day, you know, we can't just think say football, we are going to have it as an extracurricular activity, and that is just all football is. Football is the same like accounting, and the same like medical doctor, and all of them things. It is a profession, but we treat it as an extracurricular activity. It's a profession, and because it's a sport, it provides an avenue for extracurricular activity, but it is a profession. And my thing is, JD, in Jamaica, we treat it as an extracurricular activity first and a profession last. Even if we treat it as a profession, and I think that is the approach we need to start look at. It is a profession first and an extracurricular activity that comes out of a profession. Because when you're a medical doctor, there's no extracurricular to be gained from a medical.
And so how would you do that then? Why you think that you have to put a school system under pressure as well?
Yeah, because to me, it's the school them. And I'll pass through them and look glory out of money cup and they look at you with them. But are they looking at the best interest of the kids? The best interest of the kids. When you look at the best interest of the kids, you should be looking and say, oh, certain players, they're adept to certain things. For example, some people are going to go in a business. Some people are going to go in a sciences. Some people are going to go in a sports. But for me, the people who are going into sports are treated as the lowest set of people, JD. Unless them change it. But when I was going to school, the people that are going into sports, they don't treat those set of people with respect to the point where they might say, oh, the only time them get respect is when they go win Money Cup and the Costa Cup. Or you're winning those things. When you're winning those things, you get all kind of praises. But by the time them reach 18, 19, and them age out of school, JD, they don't matriculate to anything.
Yeah.
Unless you as a parent was in your child's life in terms of their school life, and then some of them will go out and go into business or go into some other profession. A lot of these kids end up turning police and soldier because, as I said before, they are not. If you look at it, they are not being treated like them. I say, oh, if you ask, if they do a career fair, JD, may I show you? This is the serious thing about it. When you were going to school, they have a career fair. When you have a career fair, the only people you see come is police, soldier, doctor, lawyer, accountant, pilot. I've never seen a professional footballer. So, for example, you have a guy like Leon Bailey, Bibi Gardner, and them guy there. If we have a career fair and you have a Bibi Gardner come and I say, yo, these are the things that you need in order to become a professional footballer. We don't have that, you know. So the only people them send come is a police, a soldier, and a lawyer. So if me is a football player, I'm a 13-year-old, I'm in a career fair and I want to be a professional footballer, and the only people them up there is lawyer, doctor, and nurse. I don't go to the career fair because I have no interest in it. The person who I want to become is not there. So nobody is there to give me any advice to become a professional football player. And me I tell you, these are things that happens in the school because so when this happened to me, I think it suggests to me that they don't take it serious. They don't take it serious, JD. Because if you took it serious as a profession, then you would have reached out to a professional footballer if you say, all right, we have a few kids in the school. Them do when them fill out them thing.
So you indirectly saying you know, it's Jamaica failing the kids and then try to bully people at the end and then be discriminatory on other people and force Jamaica down in the end. That's what you're pretty much saying, you know, because you're saying that they themselves don't want to recognize the sport until it's too late. So they cut themselves out of actually doing the job to grow the kids them right there. Then the clubs do less as well, take the kids them from later just to use them for them time. And also I've skipped out at the Manning Cup level, past representatives want to use them for that time. So everybody using the players them and not putting in no rule at not no level, and then want to put them back on Jamaica at the end when Jamaica should be having everyone in the pool. Then we come up with a mathematics. Okay.
Exactly. It's like we are skipping one. It's like you want to go up in a tree and you skip out the whole entire climbing. So you just have to leap up in the top. So it's like we are taking the kids from raw talent and putting them into when they should be developed. We're removing the developing factor out of it. So from raw talent to developed, skipping the whole developing phase altogether. So most of these kids are raw talent alone. You don't really see no development in them JD. So they don't move from that stage. You know, a lot of these kids when they reach out 25, they're still playing like they're 12 and 13 years old because them don't move. They don't move in the direction that you would expect them to move. So if they played against a team, an overseas team, say a 25-year-old local contingent, played against a team that is in Europe at the age of 17, we would look embarrassed because those guys are playing as 17. They're playing at the level of a 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, but we are playing at the level of a 12 or 13-year-old. So we are playing under 13 football. They're playing under 20 football. We are not moving the age groups along the line by the time they reach professional age for them to be a pro. So they don't look like a pro. Well, you can look on the players them and say, oh, this guy don't look like a pro. Or the way in which they're playing. And the reason why I say if you're affiliated
CC,
clubs with the schools,
me have two more call in. See, it's 5 minutes, at 20, at 25, at 30 minutes. Right now, me have to give you a quarter of a show for yourself, you know. Yeah, but no, but you make points. You make points. I'm okay. Do you
yeah,
man?
the last thing I'm gonna say is this, JD, is that if some of the schools are affiliated with the clubs, you see the development of the player mentally, physically, and the whole all of them aspect will be in there because you're gonna have the school teacher or the personnels from the school reaching out to the club to say, oh, all right, the player is doing such and such. Or the club reach out to the school and say, all right, the player is this player attending classes doing such and such. You understand? Mm-hmm. So they formulate a program they formulate a program for the players, the people who are going to pursue sports. They formulate programs for them. It doesn't mean that you still can do maths or English and everything, but they formulate a program so they can facilitate them matriculating into sports, just like how we have formulated programs for our persons to matriculate into university and to go on to become doctors, lawyers, and nurses. We want people to also go on to be professional footballers if that's what they want to become. So to me, they don't have the best interest of the kids at heart because the best in education to me is to allow people to pursue what they to the best of their ability, whether it be sports, sciences, arts, or business. And I think that is where we need to align ourselves. So right now, across the board, all of them are fail. School are fail, club are fail, all of we are fail, and then we still are come push back the people and the system into when we go have a national program and say these are the people who want to see. But you cannot try to put somebody in a qualified role. It's like we are putting a doctor into a role and they have not finished their medical license. We cannot. That person can't be a surgeon, you know, if they don't finish the program to become a surgeon, you know. So they cannot go in there. That's all I have to say, JD. So if we stop treat it like extracurricular and treat it like a profession.
All right, respect big boss, yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, so that was a great CC, people. CC had a lot to say, you know. CC had a lot to say, and I can't disagree with him. Maybe some people disagreed as to how you would have gotten a solution, but based on what I'm seeing, I agree with him. I think that they are using these positions that they are in when it comes down to in and around the federation to mask what they truly want to do. You know, and I don't really like it because it seems like when you put those numbers in, you get your little players them in and around, but Jamaica don't win in the end. You know, because maybe you just sell a player that will be returning back soon with not so much development. So you fail the player and you only benefit yourself while not paying nothing out of your pocket to do so. So I totally understand that, and that is not looking good. When you look at Panama doesn't have the highest talent pool. But every single time you see them playing, Panama pushing us. It doesn't matter which team Jamaica gets. Panama always look like they are in the game, if not the better team. And almost every single time Jamaica played Panama, they were the better team. You know, until maybe the last time we played them, we started to look better in the one game. And that was just one damn game, nothing else. There were every other game a million times. Panama looked the best because they're spending their money on the right things. They're trying to implement the right things. So I agree with CC. If you can't, and what I've seen as well, the same thing that they did at this level, that's what they're trying to do at the higher level as well, and still want the success. All right. Most Jamaicans still treat football like a extra curriculum. But if you have the education, you know the truth. If you have the education, you know the truth. So just do the truth. All right. That's all. Just do the truth. Period. All right. So guys, let me do some predictions because I've reached 2 hours. And I have to come back tonight. And as I've said, I have the kid, so I won't be stretching out the stream. Yeah. So what you expect for the 2 games them that will be coming later. We have 2 games coming later. What you expect for those 2 games? All right. Let me know what you expect for those 2 games. All right, so let me get the Concacaf games. So the two games, Cuba versus USA, will be the second game. Don't know if I can stay for that, but let me see how my body stay. And then Jamaica will be 106. So that means 106 will be 6:06 Jamaica time. It will start, and 7:06 Eastern time it will start. All right, yes. So give me a prediction, guys. Jamaica versus Costa Rica. The coach, they said the coach sounds like he didn't even watch the game. How impactful that will be. And if you guys are recording all of these things so they can't spin their mouths, and hope they can hold people accountable based off their actions. Nitro says 2-0 Costa Rica. All right, 2-0 Costa Rica. He's going with Young Kings says JD is true. Patrick Kluivert is one of the candidates. Big boss, I don't know, I don't know. I think once to see it turn up the candidates for JFF, that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know why. If it's not in the all right. So let me put in the coaches for Jamaica because I've not even touched any one of those topics. Coach JFF Reggae Boyz. All right. So let me see in to date for 24 hours because I've not done a video on it, none at all. I've not seen nothing more than Reggae Boyz shortlist. They are going to look out for them. So no coach pick people. No, with Jamaica don't have no coach. Don't listen to nobody. We don't actually have no coach. We don't select the coach. Not at all. Them have them down to 5, and them make them decision. So I think maybe that's the only truth them actually say. We don't have the coach until we select one coach, and they have not done that as yet, to be honest. All right, yes. So let me stay on the Reggae Boyz them. The U20s them, because that's the only active things. I just think people just trying to force content with these names and them stuff them. I honestly believe so. And I don't think it matter until them release the list of the 5, then we talk about it. We'll just watch the other footballs and big people. All right, 2-0. Tikistan 9-0. No, Tikistan. I think it's going to be less. I would be surprised if it's 9. Unless Roja after scored 10 goals. All right. Issa says 3-0 he's giving to Costa Rica. Jesus God. Issa have no faith in the team. Oh Lord. Chapcha said 3-2 Jamaica upset. 3-2 Jamaica upset. Chop. Chop. I would say if you said 1-0 Jamaica upset, I would say that. But the 3-2 Jamaica upset seems like a little stretch, Yes, I am very sorry, but I can't see 3 goals coming from Jamaica at all. In none of these games. I not even the qualifier with better team, Jamaica never scoring 3 goals. That is a big problem. You understand me? We are struggling to score 3 goals against the worst teams, and now we are gonna have a worse squad, and then you're expecting 3 goals against a better team. That's better than everybody that we play. I expect 1 goal if you're gonna win, and then the crossbar, everything. God, Jesus Christ, everything that doesn't get involved has to be getting involved for we to win games. All right, I'm sorry to tell the people, we don't beat nobody. We don't dominate no team. It doesn't matter how low the team is, because we don't have everything put together based off our conversation. Panama can beat teams because you saw Panama have a structured plan, so they can beat teams. Yeah. All right. 9-0 Jamaica. I'll go give. Okay. I think a 9-0 is too much. I think between. All right. I'm gonna wait until the lineup, because you never may know what that man will be talking about. 4-1 Cuba losing. I think Cuba would take that. JA losing 5-1 to Costa Rica. So you're saying 5-1 and you expect Jamaica to get a goal. Even though our performance was distasteful, I believe the Jamaican youths, and I am going with Jamaica 3-2. Upset. All right. But chop, I'm telling you, don't pick 3 goals to Jamaica. No. The best you can pick is 1-0. a stretched what they scored one, and then Costa Rica trying to score and just running out of sides and you get 2 goals. 3 goals, way too much. Way too much. Be honest. They knew Grim was leaving and all know. They said they never knew, so Grim said that they knew. So I don't know who's telling the lies, 3-0 for Costa Rica. 3-0 for Costa Rica. 4-0 Cuba USA. Yeah, I think around that, and I think USA don't want more than that. They just want to cruise through this phase to make sure they can go up against the big dogs. We really didn't watch the game because how is it USA not 9 goals better than us? As I said, he's lying to himself, and obviously he knows the people that he caters for, yeah. I don't think JA can beat Cuba at this point. All right. Cuba was a better performing team than Jamaica coming in. But as I said, we added quality players to our team, so maybe we can get an individual brilliance, which is a 1 goal and win the game. But I still see Cuba creating chances and causing problems. 0-0 for the first 10 minutes. 3-0 Costa Rica after full time. 5-0 sound reasonable. Oh my God. 2-0 no doubt. 2-0. Jamaica upset. Big headline. Jamaica only get 5 because Costa Rica. Shane, Shandy said, JD, we are failing because we are not football educated. Our players don't seem to be able to grasp the concept of playing in a system. Watch their choices on the pitch with their passing option. Well, Rabian, yeah, Shandy, yeah, take, but let me see. Who vote me 5? Okay. All right. So people, a few persons said upset, but they have put big upsets, and I said don't put your hopes on that. Any upset will be a 1-0, and I'm telling you that 1-0 will be exactly like what Cuba did and get a position, which is the keeper have to have 700 saves, and everything have to go in your favor for Jamaica to get a 1-0 win. I don't see it's almost impossible for Jamaica to keep off Costa Rica from creating chances. So it has to be a super performance from our keeper. I don't see it going on any other way. All right. So that means I think goals will be coming in the game. And if it goes normal flow, it's going to favor Costa Rica. What score you got, JD? Me looking in, and before I see the lineup, I am going for Costa Rica. Over 2 goals. I would say 3-1 maximum. 3-3-1 maximum for Costa Rica. Because I think they have much more fluidity in their transition, different levels of transition, so they can come through the middle, go over the top, wing transition, they can hold onto the ball. The players' quality, Roas and those guys are quality players, and they showed the last time. Obviously they got the physicality against Cuba against them, and they failed to deal with it. But I don't think Jamaica have the level of physicality as well, so it's going to be more comfortable for them to pass the ball. All right, way more comfortable than Cuba. Cuba energy level is way higher than any team I've seen for Jamaica. Any team I've seen for Jamaica. Cuba, I don't know if they are on steroids running. Sorry, my words that I've used, but they had run the entire day, and their stamina level is up there more than anybody else. All right, so I would say 3-1 best result before I see the lineup. And I do see the lineup. See if my boy number 5 for Costa Rica gets the injury and he's out. That can play a little factor right there. So let me see. But I'm going with 3-1 Costa Rica. JD, Jamaica need for play 7-2-1 formation, defend for your life for a draw. I truly hope Jamaica do better in this game. So 3-1 would be better. 3-1 will be better. You can show some little skills there, Yes, so I gave my score 3-0, 3-1 Costa Rica. 2-1 JAR 1-1 draw. Neil says. Hope they had a better goalkeeper. All right. I never hear JD talk good about Jamaica, and boy, me used to hate him for it. But man, just a chat facts. Oh my God, I'm. But me talk good. Tiki stay. Me talk good. Trying to stay as positive as possible. I have not seen anything for me to be working on that. I saw what I saw from Costa Rica. But I'm still trying to put some, some good feelings there. All right, so people, I'm going to attend to the kid. Later, I will be joining 1 hour before the game. So 12 o'clock my time, I will be on. Yes. Zay, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Chris Smith said 5-0 to Costa Rica. Jesus God. What made you think we can get 1 goal? All right, so you want me to break down that now? I do believe that Costa Rica will go 4-3-3 because they want to make sure Jamaica, to see if Jamaica can pass the ball around them. They're going to test them because they clearly saw that Jamaica can't pass the ball in the USA game. They have the level of fitness close to USA reaction time because their league is higher and some of those players are professional players as well. So they're going to try to do that. So I could see a hiccup if they start get over the top confident. And I do think if they get 1 or 2, they're going to press on for the third. And that's where Jamaica could counter if Reynolds and my boy them on the field. I did thought that War pressed well. So anything between the split and the centre backs them, you could have a problem. If number 5 don't play, I think you could have even more problem with War. So that's what I'm looking at. Going over the top, War holds it and bringing Reynolds or the next guy. I do believe that it could cause some problems. And that's the only way I could see the one. That's why I said 3-1. I still believe Costa Rica will have better position. And once they have better position, they are going to handle it well. And Jamaica seems to not handle possession well. Like once they are facing possession-based teams, they have not handled it well. So they have to fight for that position and keep it away from their back line because the concentration is not there. The passing ability is not there. Yeah. And that is not over just that one game. That is over all games Jamaica played. Every game. The 2 friendlies them against Guatemala, Mexico. The USA game. The whole 3 games them in the last tournament. Obviously, we have changed some of the personnels, but it's still Adrian Reed, still Blake, still my boy in goal, still Bicknell and my boy in midfield. All right, still Reynolds there and still Gardner there. So even though you think that the team changed, Christopher Ainsworth still there, it's still the same core of players. Even though you think we make some changes, it's still the core of people. So that's why. Big up John Wall and Craig Butler. See what you did, sir. All right, okay. Big up people. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.